because I've watched 2 minutes of it, and I know that it's insufferable, we are going to watch it at a higher rate of speed. And I want to really preface here that I don't give a single shit about James Somerton. Okay? I had never heard of his content before the H-Bomber Guy video. I watched the H-Bomber Guy video because I watch every H-Bomber Guy video. And, he seems like a real cad, if you'll forgive my language. And, he seems like a dishonest little weasel. I hate him. I hate his face. And I think that he is, I think that he belongs to a group of people who use minority status and, like, woke progressive language to cover up shitty behavior. Make it 20 subs to speed up point. Ah, Stout Man. That's genius. I think that's a good deal. 20 subs will speed it up 0.25. Okay? 0.25 every 20 subs. You can double the speed of this, chat. I will go all the way up to two times speed. I don't care about this man or his apology. You guys could make it. I'll pay 20 subs to slow it down 0.5. Jesus Christ. Okay, how about it's 20 subs to slow it down and 10 subs to speed it up. There we go. I have Solomoned this, okay? I have Solomoned this. I'm gonna even put it up on screen. Okay? Also, the audacity of this bitch to name it a measured response. Like, there's some hubris going on here, right? And we'll just make it a little bit more legible. There we go. All right, there you go. Is this the first or second apology? I have not seen the first apology. I think it was deleted, and I don't care enough about this to go and watch the first one. We're also not going to watch the 50 bajillion hour H-Bomber Guy video about it. All right. Also, content warning discussion of self-harm from 2808 to 3004. I have to tell you guys, even after having seen 2 minutes of this video, I don't know that I believe that he actually gives a single shit about any of this enough to self-harm. My impression of this man is that he would lie for clout about attempting self-harm. Pre-watched? I watched 2 minutes of it, okay? I stopped at 2 minutes in because I was just like, fuck this guy. Alright, here we go. Make sure you include in your donos whether you are donating to slow it or speed it.
Now what bitches? Asterisk, 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 James and asterisk, 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 everyone WHO asked for him. DWA.
The I'm coming down with another cold, but that was so fucking funny. You are now on the slowest possible speed. All right, 40 subs. It gets you this atrocity. Oh no. Oh no.
Just a
Fucking hell.
disclosure, this video is monetized.
That is incredibly awesome, Ukrainian. I can't fucking get over this.
Revenue from it will be sent along
Just a disclosure, everybody.
to H-Bomber's team.
I'm
to
genius
be
in that way. Mad scientists are sometimes
dispersed
geniuses. Oh god.
to the people.
That's too
who
slow.
work
Okay, we'll get to where I got in the
at
video, and then I'll speed it up a notch.
If his team won't
Oddly, I think this might make him more
accept it,
likable.
I'll be making monthly
Is-
donations.
Are we
to
Are we doing a modern art piece right now? Is this
Wikipedia
performance art?
and
Have I transcended streaming?
Lifeline going forward.
Also, just to honor Paladin.
I was the one that would put the crabs in the pot.
Thank you for coming.
Faster, please.
Penny! Alright.
You may have also noticed that a few of my
Penny, thank you for the
past
10 gifted tier 1
videos
subs.
have gone up on the channel again, and revenue from those as well will also be sent along.
Nah,
with
guys,
the
you see,
revenue
it's
from
fine.
this video.
It's
Over the
fine that
last
I
couple of
plagiarized and
months,
stole work.
I've been getting in touch with.
I'm giving the money to
people
charity
who I
now.
plagiarized to apologize one-on-one.
That is awesome,
instead of a
Ukrainian.
mass
Thank you so goddamn much, Penny.
apology. It's a bit difficult because many of them don't have public email addresses, so I'm still.
Okay, you know, also, I actually, there's no reason for me to pause this. I'm just going to continue talking.
Working on it, but it is.
I'm going to
a
say
top
something mean about this
priority
guy
of mine.
that isn't.
I've heard back from a few.
I
of
just
them,
don't care. He
and
reminds me
they
of the
were
Quiznos sub
actually
monstrosities.
incredibly nice.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Accepting
The
my
Quiznos mascots?
apology and just imploring me to do better in the future.
The fucking sponge monkeys? That's actually what they were
I
called.
want to thank them publicly.
These
for
things.
that. There's plenty that I haven't heard.
They
back
were called
from,
the
and I
sponge
completely
monkeys.
Understand that in many cases, I wouldn't
Horrible.
want to talk to me either. I also want to apologize to
It
my
does sound like a slur.
audience, though.
Wait, that's Subway?
You
No, that's
trusted
Quiznos.
me to be
Oh,
a
wait,
good
yeah, Jared
representative
was,
of the
Subway.
queer community, and I was not that. I tried to be. I tried to be a voice for every member of the queer community.
I
but that
tried to
was
be a voice for every member of the queer community by
failed
stealing the
endeavor.
words of every member of the queer community.
Before it even started. I'm a cis white gay
You're not late at all. Don't
man.
Kurai Wolf.
No matter how much I try to be a good spokesperson, I can never really truly understand the life experiences
No,
of
no, no, no,
other
nah, dude.
far
None of
more
what you did
put
had anything to
upon
do with you not
members
understanding other
of the
people's life
queer
experiences.
community. This is one of the reasons that I would use their own words.
Okay, I got exactly this far into the video, and then I was just like, oh, fuck this guy. He literally starts out the video. By saying, I didn't think I as a white cis man could speak for minorities in a way that would that would appeal to mainstream audiences. So I stole all of their work. But you don't understand, it was so that their message could reach the masses. And it's just like, what do you how on earth does that make it better? How on earth does you stealing their work somehow like wash your hands of plagiarizing hundreds of videos? Like like no, guys, you don't understand. I didn't think anyone would do business at that store, which is why I stole money from it. It's why I broke in and took money out of the cash register. I didn't think anyone would do business there. Like, do you understand how insane that actually is on its face? And that's when I stopped watching this apology video, because this is the best he's got. This is the best it's gonna be. I know it's gonna be terrible from here on out. He's just a little birthday boy.
But I should have made it very clear that that's what I was doing. I never, ever.
No, even if you made it clear that's what you were doing, it still would have been theft. What you should have done, if that was at all your intention, which I do not believe, you should have reached out to the content creators and worked with them and collaborated with them to make something new and like highlight some of their other work, or you could like do original work of your own and like highlight one of their videos or whatever to direct like eyeballs in that direction. God.
Thought that I was the only voice out there, as some have said, but being a cis white man, I thought I might be able.
Do you think that the auto captions, like the captions on the video, are capitalizing CIS because they think that it's a reference to Star Wars? That's what I choose to believe.
To win over some people who wouldn't otherwise listen unless it was someone who looks and sounds just like them. And so I tried speaking for everyone.
I thought he was non-binary. Nope.
And this
Just
was
gay.
a horrible mistake.
Though, is he gay? At this point, there are so many lies.
What I thought was being inclusive ended up leading to a lot of people feeling left out and even offended.
Does Brutus
This
Mars
fell
is gay?
upon Nick as well, as a
Oh,
non-binary
code mode.
person on the
Code
A
mode.
spectrum.
That's the direct analogy.
They
He's
wanted to
queer video
include
essayist George Santos.
asexuality and non-binary representation in our videos, but because Nick's experience is not universal,
Oh, yeah, he's needlessly close to the camera to hide his hideous outfit. I mean, for God's sake, like, I can tell his outfit is hideous, and I'm like, I can just see the like, if you're gonna make an apology video, don't like have a outfit that makes it look like you popped your collar. Okay, just pro tip.
There is no universal experience. People felt that we were delegitimizing their own experiences because we focused on Nick's, and I apologize for that. And I'm sure that Nick does as well. I'd also like to extend a personal apology to Jesse Earl, better known as Jesse Gender. Out of everyone that I spoke to who was also a YouTuber, Jesse was by far the kindest person. I think Jesse might be one of the kindest people I've ever met.
And you fucked her over, dude. Like constantly.
Or ever encountered. We never actually met in person.
Oh, Sweetmit's music.
Because
As you can tell from the top of the screen, people have the ability to slow and speed up this this apology video. It's quite literally a new form of torture I'm pioneering for the U.S. government. The CIA has sponsored this stream.
of my hot-headedness, I
What? This man has never been hot-headed in
threw
his life.
her into just this anger spiral of mine that was unwarranted and absolutely ruined a possible friendship. Jessie was actually doing her best to kind of
Jack admitting to literal Fed posting.
mitigate
Yep, that's me.
my frustration and everything and at that moment, and I just wasn't allowing her to do that, and I really, truly, honestly
No,
want to apologize.
wait, okay, Lockamar, you bring up a great point that I had going on in the back of my mind as well. Is James Somerton the inspiration for like the stone toss like lib / gay? Why so slow? Because chat can slow it or speed it up through donos and subs. Is he? Because, like, I can see it. And I was low-key wondering that. And he... apparently he was doing video essays for a long time. I've never heard of him before all this. The cool thing about listening to this all slow is that it just tells me what would happen if Noam Chomsky fucking sucked. Maybe Somerton plagiarized Stone Toss. I like the idea of James Somerton reading a Stone Toss comic, misunderstanding it, thinking that like the gay character in the comic strip is actually pretty cool looking and trying to emulate that look, stealing the look from Stone Toss. That would be incredible if true.
Apologize to her for that. Again, if you ever get the chance to speak with Jessie one-on-one, or if you have gotten the chance, you'll know just how nice she is and how kind. And I was a real asshole.
Yo!
I need to end this.
I am going to interpret. I'm going to interpret that as subs for speeding it up. Thank you, Sweetness Music, for the 2 tier 1 subs. Let's go.
For dragging her into my reactionary, unwarranted frustration. We haven't spoke since all of that happened. But Jesse, if you are watching this,
Can I count my tier 4 even though it was before the nightmare? I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
this video,
But on which way?
I do want you to know that I am honestly sorry for that. I hope, truly, honestly, I hope everything goes as well as possible for you because you deserve all of it. There was a misunderstanding between Jesse and I after
Sorry.
that happened that I do want to clear up, where someone who at least claimed to be a
So a tier 4 would be 5 no. 8 subs. Okay. We will speed it up.
fan of Jesse's, did an internet.
I'll
and
allow it.
threatened to kill me, which is,
For tier 4.
Here
we go.
being a person on the internet, death threats are,
Wait, what?
did an internet and threatened to kill me, which is, being a person on the internet, death threats are unfortunately not uncommon. At the time, though, I was in a very panicked state, and so I did report it to the police. I did not report Jesse to the police.
Why would you report Jessie to the police? She's not the one making the death threat. She never encouraged her audience to make death threats. Why would you report Jessie to the police? That's a weird thing to say. Is this normal speed? We're actually at 0.75. We haven't even hit normal speed yet.
Which is the misunderstanding that people came away with. I did not report Jesse to the police. I would have no reason to do that. And
yeah, he says he didn't report Jesse to the police, but why would he be clarifying that he didn't report Jesse to the police? That had nothing to do with what he was talking about. He was talking about reporting the person who made death threats to the police.
It did end up that this person had a prior record with the police of violent acts, and they actually lived quite near me. So the police took it very seriously. They took it so seriously that they implored me not to speak to Jesse, which I took their advice on, which I shouldn't have, honestly. I should have at least clarified to Jesse what was going on and not just left her hanging. And so I want to again apologize to Jesse for that, but in that state, I listened to the police.
Yeah, it does seem like maybe you could, in your video, throw up like, you can block out all of the identifying information from like a DM and just like throw it up on your video, I guess.
Which is, maybe not the best decision.
Oh,
at the
to
time,
clear up a
because
misconception? Did
cops
people think
don't
that he had called the
usually
police
have
on
the
Jesse
best
Gender?
interests of people at heart. So, Jesse, I want to apologize for that and everything else that happened. Completely understand why you would not want to speak to me.
Again, given that this man has done absolutely nothing to rebuild his reputation, I don't see any reason to believe him when he makes these claims without any receipts.
Ever again, but I just want you to know that I am sorry. But now back on the original topic, the work Nick and I were doing on the channel, we wanted it to be, for everyone. We wanted it to be a channel where every queer person could feel welcomed, and we failed at that. That is something that in hindsight I think is impossible to create, and that's why it's important for there to be many different queer voices in spaces like YouTube, and there are. What's more important is that those voices are discoverable. Which
Yeah,
is
exactly. Very
something
knifey duck.
that
This is
I
kind of like
should have been
his deal,
helping
right?
with. I often shared other queer creators on Twitter, but this was when I only had, 800, 1,000 Twitter followers.
What? But like sharing, no one's mad at you for sharing queer people's content on Twitter. They're mad at you for stealing their content, passing it off as your own, and then profiting from it.
And these creators usually had a whole lot more than that. It was a weird thing because usually they would have infinitely more Twitter followers, but a whole lot less YouTube subscribers.
Ooh, Paladin, I like this
I'm not
drinking
sure
game.
what created that dichotomy.
Every time he uses id poll to try and defend himself, take a drink. I'll be using this caffeinated beverage
But something was definitely off
because I'm
with
out of
the
whiskey.
algorithm there. There is a part of my brain that says YouTube kind of went, oh, white male queer, let's push him and,
What?
ignore everyone else.
Is he trying to allege that like someone at YouTube was directly responsible for pushing his videos into prominence? Trains, kits, etc. Thank you for the $10 dono, or super chat. And please clarify in chat if you are donating for speeding up the video or slowing down the video, or neither.
In the community, whereas people were able to actually discover other queer creators on Twitter and then make their way to YouTube, but the YouTube algorithm kind of, that's the
Neither?
most negative
Okay.
interpretation I have of it, which unfortunately may be true in any case.
Yeah, no, he's literally blaming YouTube for his plagiarism. It's insane. This is crazy.
Should have done more to share the voices of other queer people. Certainly the people whose works I used, both credited and plagiarized in my videos, but also just other creators on YouTube. It's important for us as a community, as vaguely defined as we are, to support each other. And I didn't do that nearly enough.
No, you did the opposite. You stole from other people. You actively hurt other people, which I think is the part he doesn't get or refuses to get.
Day one, I was very taken in by the idea of being a YouTuber. As soon as my videos started to get recommended by the algorithm, after not releasing a new video for like 2 years, I felt like I had a short period of time to get the next videos out as soon as possible, which is why so little work was put into the writing of them, and so much was taken from other places, plagiarized. Early on, I thought crediting authors in the opening credits alone was enough, especially since the videos weren't monetized early on. But I understand now, especially after speaking with some of the people who I did plagiarize, that was just, I was wrong. That was not the way to go about it. They should have.
That was not the way to go about what? Stealing their content? What would have been the correct way to do that, James?
Been cited properly within the text of the video. They should have been called out in the video at least once verbally, as well as, having citations on screen. If there were a whole lot of them, like with, one of the examples that H Bomber Guy used in his video was the Deep Cuts video, there were a whole lot of people who I, credited in the opening credits, but really it's plagiarism. They should have been cited on screen.
There's no way he would have done this. Just as an FYI, from the amount of plagiarism that he had done, like we're talking like half of the video would have been cited from someone else's content. We're talking like there's no way he would have cited that because it would have been too fucking embarrassing. It would have been too embarrassing for him to admit that he had stolen that much content. Like, and I do think it would have been stealing even if he had cited it, like if you turn in a paper in college and 80% of it, 70% of it is just one long block quote from another paper, you're going to fail. That paper, is this video new or old? I mean, it came out 2 days ago, so new. It's a second apology video. A second apology video has hit the towers.
With actual citations of, links where you can find this stuff. Maybe there should have even been a bibliography that you could have gone to, like on a Google Drive or something like that. Because, although I might have stated that the scripts were based upon the work of these authors, it, in many cases, wasn't just based on
he has
their
a
work.
wait. He has a Patreon. Oh my God! What? 11 paid members. Incredible. "24 members. Wow. I can't. The audacity of this bitch.
Was their work, word for word. In some cases, I did get permission, like with the Evil Queen's Disney video. I'll put the email up on the screen that I got from Sean Griffin, where he did give me permission to publish the video. I sent the finished video to him, and he watched it and he gave me permission. But in most cases, I didn't get permission. and thought that just putting the author's name in the opening credits was enough. I was much more interested in the production.
Also, I know that this is a small thing, and really, it's petty of me to point this out. But, what's going on with this little, like, lip tag right here? I don't think it's spittle. Valhalla video, what? He was 6 when Fesh did his react? Yeah. Are we okay? Wait, the letter was from after the video went up? The email. Wait, so he didn't ask for permission and then like put up the video. No, he put up the video and then after he was caught for plagiarism, like the person he plagiarized was like, "Yeah, actually it's okay." That's yeah, what a sack of shit.
Of the videos than the writing of them at this point. So after 3 or 4 videos, I brought Nick on as a main writer for the channel. The idea is that they would write the vast majority of the scripts. I
Oh.
would film, voice, and edit the videos.
Oh, it
and
wasn't your
we'd split
fault.
the
It
money
was
that came in.
your
We were
editor,
roommates at
Nick.
the time, and Nick didn't have a job, so I figured it would help both
Nick, your roommate who we've never heard of before.
of us. This is actually when we had some of our
Wait, is Nick an actual person or is he making him up? I genuinely, he's so far down a rabbit hole of lies that I don't know if if Nick is a real person. Yeah, like is Nick like his Canadian boyfriend? Wait, that doesn't work. If you're in Canada, do people lie about having US boyfriends? I don't know what I don't know what the reverse joke is. Nick's a real person? Okay. We do? Nick is in the H-Bomber guy video? Oh, that guy. Okay.
biggest videos, like the ones talking about Wiccan and Hulkling, where we lucked out because it came out right in time for WandaVision to hit. And then the Killing Stalking video, which became our biggest video by far. The Sadism of Class was another one. These videos weren't plagiarized, and we loved making them. It didn't.
Man, it's really bad when he has to note which videos are or aren't plagiarized, and he's probably still lying about the ones he's saying aren't.
Take long for the channel income to start growing. Lucky timing, really, because this was around the same time that I was laid off, since the company that I was working for downsized once COVID hit its second year. Nick and I had both grown up poor, so we started doing what we could to try and stabilize our income as much as possible. This meant putting out more videos, which meant I had to take over more of the writing duties. But since filming, editing, usually doing...
Oh, okay. So Nick is not like complicit with this plagiarism scam. It's been a hot minute since I watched the H-Bomber guy video, so thank you guys for reminding me about details from that. Nick did not know about this, right? Oh, he is? Nick knew? Oh, shit. Okay. It gets weird because it seems like Nick was trying to escape James and James stalked him across Canada. Jesus. Maybe I didn't wind up finishing the H Bomber Guy video. I don't remember that.
Multiple edits because of YouTube copyright issues, as well as managing the channel and dealing with my mom's recent cancer diagnosis.
Well, you see, guys, he had to plagiarize because of being poor and his mom's cancer diagnosis. It was the only way for him to survive. It was, how dare you guys criticize him for plagiarizing? To him, it was a deed of survival. It was like stealing a loaf of bread to feed your family, you see. It was the only ethical thing to do.
All of that was already taking up so much of my time.
H Bomber Guy
and
thought
attention.
Nick didn't know?
This led
Okay.
to a lot of copy and pasting blocks of text into scripts. My intention at the time was to use these as a jumping off point once Nick and I sat down to edit the script, because that's what we would do. I would sort of put in my parts.
I'm going
Nick would
to
put in
I'm going to
his
take a
parts,
drink
and then
because
we
I
would
think
sit down
poverty
at a
is part of
table,
the id Pull game he's
read
playing.
through the whole script and kind of try and make it seem cohesive. But and here's
Nick didn't know?
something
Okay, I'm getting very confused from
I'm
chat.
sure a lot of people will call a bullshit excuse.
Yeah.
I have memory issues because
No.
of a head injury from when I was a child.
No.
They're actually getting worse. I've talked about it on streams and in videos. Yes, it is real.
Okay. Even if you grant that he actually has memory issues, even if you grant that, chat, even if you grant that as a result of injury he is neurodivergent now, that still doesn't absolve you of stealing from other people. Like, maybe it would like explain a one-off case where you just like were going to cite something and then forgot. But this is a consistent, persistent, extraordinary issue. Like on a systemic level, you had a system in place to steal content and whitewash it as your own. Like that. Oh, I have bad memory issues. That's why I've just been walking out of Best Buy with $10,000 worth of merchandise. I forgot whether or not I had a TV at home, and so I thought the manager of the store gifted me a large screen, QLED, 72-inch. I walked out of the store with it. I just, I forgot that it wasn't mine.
But some people will call it a bullshit excuse anyway. The head injury is actually what led to me having epilepsy, which is why I can't work in any job that involves physical labor. Employers can't get insurance for me to like lift things or operate vehicles and stuff like that. I actually did marketing for a restaurant group for a little while, but got let go when they found out that I was epileptic because, at least according to them, I couldn't be insured to be in the kitchens where I needed to be to film videos and take photos and stuff.
If this was true, he could sue that. If this was true, he could sue that company into oblivion for violating like his rights. I don't believe this story.
Stuff like that. But anyway, when it came to editing the scripts, I couldn't remember what I'd written and what had been copy-pasted. We should have just chucked out everything that I had put.
Is this guy
into the
Canadian?
script
Yeah.
And filled them in with wholly original.
Yeah, like I'm not up on Canadian law. Here, I'm just gonna look up. Can you fire someone for having a disability in Canada? An employer can't legally dismiss you solely because you're unable to work due to injury, illness, or medical issues. Such an action would be a violation of your employment rights, disability rights, and critically, your human rights under Ontario's laws. I have a feeling this is probably somewhat consistent across, territorial lines.
Thoughts.
Province lines,
Or
there
I
we go.
should have been taking notes on where things came from so that we could at least cite them in the videos, if nothing else, but I never did that. According to my therapist, my not thinking to do that probably stems from my recently diagnosed ADHD, but I don't know if I'm willing.
Idpol. My God. I hope those of you playing along at home are also drinking water.
To say that, really.
Thank you,
Maybe
CN.
it was, or maybe it was just plain laziness. Maybe I thought that this was somewhere that I could cut a corner because I was torn in so many other directions. Honestly, I can't remember, like I said. Memory issues. But yes, we should have just thrown out my contributions to the
Drink.
scripts and filled them in with original writing. But we felt like we had too much of a time crunch.
Notice how he keeps saying we, when again, the allegation is that he stole all of this content. He's trying to like diffuse the blame for this across himself and Nick.
We felt like we had to get videos out more often to feed the algorithm. And then my mom died, and I became completely useless. I couldn't think straight at all. So Nick had to completely take over writing duties while I...
Oh, it was all Nick. Nick was doing it all, baby. Oh, Paladin, I wish I knew the song you were trying to write there. H-Bomby came in and he caught me red-handed, cribbing from the guy next door. Picture this, I was so brain-damaged I couldn't tell what I stole anymore. How could I forget that I had no actual integrity? All this time he was standing there, pointing at my lack of credibility. I'm James Somerton. What? I'm James Somerton, y'all!
I dealt with things you deal with.
Oh, it
after
wasn't
a
me.
person
That's clever.
dies.
I don't know
My
that song.
dad, you see, he can't read or write. He was very poor when he was a kid. So he had to leave school really young to work in order to feed his many brothers.
Well, okay, Dylan, also to be fair, this is still not playing at normal speed. Holy shit, Jack, it's Wasn't Me by Shaggy. I don't know music, guys. I didn't listen to music until I was like 15, outside of like show tunes. So, I probably should have known that I was gay/trans much earlier in life, but I didn't really pick up on the theme of my musical interests.
Brothers and sisters. So I had to deal with all the legal stuff after my mom died, as well as making sure
Thank you,
that
Venus
all
Bloodflow.
my dad's bills were paid and whatnot. Especially after
Jenny
his
12 gauge,
income was
exactly.
basically cut in half. There was supposed to be a buffer here, money-wise, as my mom had a life insurance policy that was going to be split between my dad and myself.
How is this at all relevant to you stealing other people's work? Like, make it make sense.
But the insurance company, RBC Insurance, so if you have insurance with them, maybe rethink that. refused to pay out the policy because my mother never mentioned that she had family with diabetes. She didn't have diabetes.
That sounds illegal or a lie. Oh, the lady who bought life insurance from us didn't mention that our family members had diabetes. Guess we don't have to pay our life insurance. No, I don't think that's how life insurance policies work. I don't think that's how that works, guys. If that is what they tried to do, that's grounds for another entire lawsuit. Because his mom died, she made him steal work by being selfish and dying. It's unironically his argument right now. She died of cancer, not complications from diabetes. But no. He's saying that the life insurance company denied paying out her life insurance policy because other people in her family had diabetes, which is insane. Like, that's not how life insurance companies work. To the best of my knowledge.
Diabetes, but because she didn't think to mention that she had family with diabetes, it apparently voided the policy. All they did was refund a year's worth of premiums that she'd paid, even though she'd been paying them for about 15 years. One of the things, the main thing, really, that I was supposed to do with my portion of the
I don't believe this. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. I don't believe, especially in Canada, that happened and was allowed to just, like, he didn't challenge it. No shot. Any lawyer worth their salt would challenge that in court and, like, do it without any upfront costs because they know they're going to make bank on the back end.
Insurance money was I was supposed to make a movie. These were direct instructions from my mom herself. She'd been very much behind me when I decided.
Yeah, exactly, Penny. You have to do health disclosure form for a lot of policies, and if you were found to have omitted information related to the way you died, it might be grounds for you not paying the claim. But not if you didn't talk about other people in your family with diabetes.
Decided when I was about 10 that I wanted to be a filmmaker. And she wanted me to finally have the opportunity to do that, even if she never got to see it. So when the
Venus Bloodflow writes, after my mom was murdered, oh my god, my condolences, Aflac tried not to pay. The lawyer said, show me the policy, and the Aflac guy then gave in. Yeah, like 100%.
life insurance went bust, I decided to try and crowdfund it.
Decided to try
At least
stealing
enough
other
to
people's
make
content.
A short film or two. This is what
Good night, Metal Kitty Mom.
Telos grew out of. So, what happened with Telos? Let me break down the timeline.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't this guy, like, one of the biggest queer, like, video essayists? Like, I'm not familiar with his content, but, like, with the size that he was, he should have been making a lot of money off of the YouTube channel. Like, can someone give me, like, a range of, like, subscribers for his videos? Like, what was, like, his general subscriber base? His Patreon was huge. Because, like, even without the Patreon, he was making $8,000 a month on Patreon alone, and he had 250,000 subscribers. I mean, like, I'm just doing some quick mental math. Yeah, I mean, like, that's easily... That's honestly, like, easily somewhere in the range of, like, 15K per month. You know? Oh, he spent like 10K on a pro camera. Even, like, again, even with, like, outrageous expenses on 15K USD. Yeah, like, even with outrageous expenses on, like, cameras and stuff, if you're making $15,000 a month, you can drop 10K on, like, a good quality camera for your videos. That would actually make sense as, like, a business decision, because, like, that's something you're going to be using all the time for your work. But, like, there's no... I don't buy this whole, like, sob story of, like, oh, well, you know, we were dirt poor, we were struggling to get by. There was no, there was no way we could make it. Like, his narrative is, like, as if he's, like, little orphan Annieing his way through life over here. Like he's living in, like, a bombed out warehouse. He also sold ads on most videos. Yeah, okay, so he was probably also making several thousand dollars off of each video as well, like, in additional ad sales. Like, there's... Again, I'm just gonna... From my anecdotal data as a 4,000 subscriber queer YouTube channel, there is no shot that this guy was, like, scrimping and saving to get by, the buttons falling off of his shirts, and just unable to, like, just mud on his face, a big disgrace, kicking a can all over the place. That I don't believe that. This narrative that he's spinning here is completely divorced from any kind of reality.
We launched the campaign in February.
Wait, the camera that he bought, the $10,000 camera he bought, he bought it as a prop to put... This thing right here, this black blob, is the $10,000 camera. He's not even using it. He went from over 300,000 subscribers on YouTube to 238,000. That's insane. Wow. Yeah, also, what a waste of money. He spent all that money on a camera, and he looks like he's lit like dog shit. Or the color grading on the camera is completely fucked. Like, what are you doing, James? What are you doing? What did you spend all that money on, James?
2022. We hoped to raise $3,000 to produce...
He's using his webcam, guys, to show he's a man of the people.
Short film that we hoped that we would then use as a sort of proof of concept to attract investors, either private, public, or through Canada's telefilm program, to produce a feature. Some people online have stated that $3,000 never would have covered the cost of a short film, but these were not going to be...
What? Okay, wait.
Feature. Some people online have stated that $3,000 never would have covered the cost.
Again, if you're making like $15,000 a month, Why on earth would you need to crowdfund for $3,000 for a short film?
Cost of a short film, but these were not going to be unionized movies, and we were very clear about that up front.
Why would... Okay, first of all, I'm not entirely sure about the relevance of this entire story he's weaving here, but second of all, why would you include the fact that you were going to be a non-union production in the video where you're apologizing for being a massive thieving piece of shit?
We wanted to be able to pay actors as best that we could, but we never expected to be able to reach typical union wages.
What? Why? You were making $150,000 a year, James. You... why not just crowdfund? You had a subscriber base of over 330,000, James. Why would you not just crowdfund a larger amount to pay union dues, James?
The crew was going to be made up of people that I had gone to film school with. Everyone included.
Corwin Shelway. Also, we've been going for almost 2 hours now. Folks, if you'd like to speed up the stream, it has currently been slowed down and sped up. But you can donate subs or just direct donos to speed up or slow down the video. And just include in your donation or super chat or your subscriber message that you want it to speed up or slow down. And we will continue messing around with the speed of this video.
Including Nick and myself, we were roommates at the time living on the East Coast, were more than happy to work behind the scenes for free.
We're not at less than half. We're actually at 0.75, Paladin.
We planned on writing a movie with a small cast and only 1 or 2 locations, ideally ones that we could get access to for free. Again, we assumed all the money
is East
would
Coast
go to the
Idpol?
actors. We kind of looked at this as a sort of community theater troupe, but for
You were making a professional production with a community theater troupe. Why?
filmmaking. After the campaign launched, it did infinitely better than we could have expected, and our ambitions grew. We started planning to make a feature instead of a short film, and the plan was to take this around to film festivals. The feature we settled on, entitled Final Girl, was about the lone survivor of a slasher movie type massacre.
Jenny 12
10
Gauge!
years after the fact.
Thank you for subscribing.
She was publishing a book about her ordeal, drawing attention from people online, convinced that she had actually...
Wait, Jenny 12 Gauge, do you want it faster? All right. Again, that's 1 sub. You don't get to dictate how fast it goes with your sub, but you can say whether you want it to go faster or slower. And your sub goes towards the sub goal of making it fast or slow.
Been the killer all along. In the end, we would find
Got you on the
that
board,
the
Jenny.
killer was the boyfriend of the girl who the main character had secretly been dating at the time of the killings. And most of the people he killed were, in his eyes, collateral damage as he made his way to our main character. Because he was...
Malachi!
Warp Speed Sulu.
Let's go! Tier 2 sub! Woof, woof, woof. That's a tier 2 sub noise, the woof noise.
not happy that his girlfriend was cheating on him with a girl. And to those who say that I plagiarized the plot from the novel Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix, read the book. It's nothing like the plot of the movie.
I am unaware of this. Let's see. Lynette Tarkington is one of several women who make up the Final Girl Support Group, a group of women who are the sole survivors of horrific massacres. Adrian was a camp counselor who survived a killer who claimed he was seeking revenge for a non-existent son. Marilyn was attacked by bloodthirsty cannibals. Danny's brother Nick escaped from a mental asylum and on Halloween slaughtered anyone who stood between him and his sister. Julia was left a final girl after her boyfriend and one of his friends decided to turn her into a final girl. That sounds somewhat similar. And Heather had to face a dream killer. Lynette herself had to deal with a situation dubbed the Silent Night Slayings by the media. Their experiences left a lasting impact on their lives that has endured into later adulthood. One of them is murdered. Lynette thinks that someone's out to finish the work of all of the previous murderers. That's the synopsis here. I have no idea if this is similar or not. I also don't care because it's completely irrelevant to the larger points aligned against James Somerton.
And the final girl is a trope in horror movies. So if using the final girl trope is plagiarism, then basically everyone who's made a slasher movie since Texas Chainsaw Massacre owes the Toby Hooper estate some money. But anyway, Nick and I planned out the movie, but I didn't want to start writing it until the campaign ended and the money was actually deposited. After the insurance debacle, I didn't want to count our chickens before they hatched. When the money was...
You were making $15,000 a month, like, minimum? Off of your channel. Like, that's crazy. Chickens before they hatch.
Was officially deposited, I immediately began work on the screenplay. I finished it that summer, soon after Nick had left to spend 2 months at home in Ottawa, Ontario with family. I sent the script to him to read right away because I was very proud of it. But Nick didn't want to share his opinion on it until he got back to the East Coast. So in the meantime, I put out a preliminary casting call on local job boards. When Nick got back, he believed...
No, Valhalla Video. That's it's a trope. Yeah.
That the script needed a page 1 rework. This is also when he told me that he'd be moving back to Ontario permanently soon, as he wanted to live closer to family and live in a bigger city with more opportunities. This was a punch to the gut for me. We had been living together since 2015 and had become quite dependent on each other. I felt like there was no way that I could make this movie without him. And since I had received not that many replies to the initial casting call, I took this as a sign that Ontario would be a better place to launch Telos.
Drop
even
anchor,
though
Captain Jack. Drop anchor.
Oh shit. Paladin, thank you for the 2 tier 1 subs. But a shot has been fired across the port bow.
all my professional film connections were on the East Coast. That was a mistake. There I had
Chip chop
free
chip chat.
access to...
That means slower. It has to hit 20 subs to get slower. Has to hit 10 subs to get faster. So, we're 7 subs away right now from speeding this up to finally hitting normal speed.
the campground that would serve as the setting for a good portion of the movie, as well as easy access to any number of houses, apartments, and even offices that friends of friends would let me use to shoot. In Ontario, I had none of that.
Michael, congrats on giving your number
which
to a
immediately
girl at
put
the bar
brakes
tonight.
On Final Girl.
Good on you
since
putting
there
yourself
was
out there.
No conceivable way of filming it, at least not within the budget that we had. After Nick and I moved to the Toronto area, he decided that he actually wanted to move home to Ottawa.
Chip chop chip chat.
To
Clock's
the Ottawa
ticking.
area, about 5 hours away, at least for a little while. In the meantime, he would take a train to the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area.
The Grand Theft
once
Auto.
a month.
I've played that video game.
To work on YouTube videos for a few days and then head back. This went on for a little less than a year. So I began brainstorming new movies that we could film in Ontario. This is where the multiple posters and teaser trailers came from. I was trying to create something tangible to show that work was still being done with Telos. I wrote multiple treatments for movies over the next few months, and Nick and
Wait. So he's done a really shitty job explaining this. Is Telos his, like, production company for this hypothetical film? Is that what this is? Telos is the movie studio? Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like Nick is, being not very subtle about not wanting to work with you.
I eventually landed on one called Antisocial.
Oh, okay. So Telos is like his Patreon, and he like also calls his Patreon like his production company. That makes sense with what we saw on his current Patreon. Okay.
A murder mystery about a former social media clique who had gone their separate ways on very bad terms, and they were coming together for a reunion at a sort of VidCon event. They were all sharing a house, and then some of them were gonna start showing up dead. Around this same time, summer of 2023, Nick had moved to the GTA full time. He and I spent weeks working out exactly how the murder mystery would parse out in the movie. We had a bunch of whiteboards up on my wall, and we were just breaking it down piece by piece.
Oh shit. Paladin Lost writes, I'm going to set an egg timer for 20 minutes. If it goes beep and we're not up to normal speed or faster, I'll donate 18 subs to slow it down. Chat, it's all on you. 7 subs. Seven subs. For the love of God.
I'd put out a new casting call in the GTA and received hundreds of responses. So
Paladin Lost has turned the stream in this apology video into a Saw-like exercise for you to look within yourselves and maybe find a new appreciation for life.
I was planning on casting as soon as the script was finished. But after trying to work out the numbers as far as paying actors went, plus locations, food, costumes, as well as the equipment that we'd already purchased and the legal costs of setting up Telos as a business, we realized that we'd gone way too big with this.
Penny's gonna throw in 3.
The movie had too many characters and too many locations, and it was just way too complex to be able.
See, this is the part I don't get, right? Like, you're making a movie with, like... horror movies are small budget productions. Like, obviously they can be big budget productions, but, like, my God, like, with movies like Skinamarink or, like, Blair Witch, obviously, like, you can put, like, like $10,000 or less into a horror film and still have it turn out well if you've got talented people working for you, you know? And God, is HRT covered by health insurance in America? Depending on where you live, if you live in a Republican state, that, maybe not. If you live in a Democratic state, yes, generally.
Able to pull off with the budget. So I started working on
Okay, he got $67,000 raised for launching Telos, separate from his Patreon. Yeah, that is enough money to actually like make a decent, very low budget horror film. Yeah, Skinamarink was made for like $15K. Budget on Blair Witch. Blair Witch Project was made for $60K. Paranormal Activity was made for $15K. Like, you can make a good horror movie or a good, like, what was the budget for Halloween? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, John. Oh, say okay. Halloween was made for, adjusted for today dollars, like $1.4 million. But like John Carpenter's film prior to Halloween, Assault on Precinct 13, had a budget of $100K. Like El Mariachi was made. Yeah, we talked to a guy who worked with Robert Rodriguez on that. You know, like was made for $5K. You can make a good movie for a low budget. Oh, it's just too complicated. Then make it less complicated. That's part of low budget filmmaking.
a script for a movie called The Listener about a true crime podcaster focused on the mysterious deaths of homeless gay men in his city.
I didn't know that.
I was
Very
a
knifey duck.
fair way into the script when we realized it'd be about a year before we could even film
Chat, we need to come up with 4 more subs, otherwise this is gonna get slow.
anything. Since winter was on its way and the story relied heavily on a summer setting.
On a summer
So we
setting.
went back to the drawing board yet again, finally settling on a modern day adaptation of The Vampire based on the book by John Polidori. It's one of the original works of published vampire fiction.
Hello, viewers. I want to play a game. You're currently watching a react whose content you find insufferable. You have the power to change this by donating. However, if donations do not meet my expectations, I will slow down the stream, prolonging your suffering. The choice is yours. Live or die. Make your choice.
It's never received a proper film adaptation and was in public domain, so we thought it would be a great choice. And the cast could be kept down to basically 5 characters.
Tempest
with only
Fugit
2 of
Memento
them
Mori.
being on screen most of the
Cold,
time.
Ashley.
Nick and I both wrote treatments for it, which we planned on melding together into a final treatment that we
It's the
would
torture
write
arc.
the
You got it,
script
Sonia.
based off of.
Except I cannot take credit for the torture arc. This is entirely community driven. The torture is not derived from me. I may have created the system, but it is being weaponized against you.
We had a meeting about it, and we were talking about how best to move forward, how fast we could get the script written, how long it would take to cast, how soon we could start shooting. We knew that it had been a while since the initial funding of Telos came in, and we wanted to get something concrete out as soon as possible. After the meeting, we went to dinner, and while
We
at
have
dinner,
such sights to show you.
I started getting messages about the H-Bomber Guy video.
Oh no, he's trying to blame H Bomber Guy for killing his movie? Are you serious, dude? Are you serious?
We were in over our heads once we left the East Coast. But the intention was never, ever to take the money and run. I was so...
The intention was never to take the money and run. We just wound up doing that because of H Bomber Guy. It wasn't our fault, you see. We had to do it. We had to run because of H Bomber Guy. He was coming at us, screaming something about selling a house to who, Ben? And I don't even know who Ben is.
insanely excited about getting to make Telos a reality. I was excited about getting to make a short film, let alone a feature. It's always been my dream to make movies. So Telos meant and means the world to me. For Nick,
What? Okay, my question is why? You literally haven't done anything with Telos. Why does it mean the world to you? What prevents you from like packing that up and going and doing something else?
it was a very exciting project, but not his passion. Nick wanted to write novels. He still does. Nick looked at this as a good
Oh, Lacquamar, you haven't missed the latex stream. I just keep forgetting to pick up the latex shine.
creative outlet that was way more fulfilling than writing.
Thank you,
video
Jenny
essays.
12 Gauge. I got new product in my hand.
I should have stayed where I was and not gone to Ontario. The move.
Oh, shit. He confirms he's in Ontario, a place that legitimately protects him from being fired for having epilepsy. Cool.
Uprooted everything that was solid about Telos, and it took a whole year to get it back onto even anything close.
Oh shit, Drago. Paladin Lost is offering an olive branch to chat. If you and Penny donate your combined 7 subs, Penny her 3 and Drago your 4, the bomb will be defused.
To stable footing. But I am working with a producer now. So you can expect an actual product from Telos this year. It will likely be a short film to start off, but there is going to be something coming out of Telos this year. I know I've lost your trust, but I will make nothing financially from this project. The money...
You know, that's interesting coming from a guy who said that he was really struggling and scrimping to get by like 10 minutes ago.
that is there will go wholly to paying queer artists to work on a queer film. I am not, nor have
Penny!
I ever intended to be.
Cutting the purple wire.
Godspeed, Penny. Dun.
One of the
I'm
people
2 minutes
paid
from
by
home. I'm
Telos.
coming, chat. Drago, please drive safely. We're all reacting to this video. Meanwhile, Drago's just like off-roading it.
Neither was Nick. We made this very clear to everyone who asked. During our work on Telos is also when the YouTube channel started getting sponsors, which, as I said, as someone who grew up poor, I basically accepted all of them, except for a few that I didn't think lined up with the message of the channel or had some bad news surrounding
Very
them.
knifey,
There were a
Doc.
couple
Let's
One
go.
sub to slow down the
had
video.
some
Hello, Zep
anti-trans
plays.
stuff
Oh shit.
going on in the news, and
Very
I really didn't
knifey,
wanna
Doc.
associate with that. But
A
by
betrayer.
accepting as many sponsors as we did, which became very important when Nick and I started living apart and suddenly had 2 rents to pay.
Dragovich
We
Recordis.
ended up needing to produce
Tokyo drifting
even
home.
more videos, which, along with the work on Telos and making sure everything was okay with my dad while living thousands of kilometers away, meant I had even less.
Dragovich Recordis right now. I don't know what I was expecting. It wasn't that. It wasn't fucking that. Holy shit.
Time writing, putting more stress on Nick and leading to even more copy pasting from me. That's what led to us putting out.
Oh, okay. We finally we took a 15-minute detour. Now we're back to him doing theft. Okay, cool.
6 videos in 1 month at one point. It might have been 5. But in any case, it was way
You say run
too
goes with
damn
everything.
many videos to go out in 1 month. We tried to take the summer off from YouTube in 2023 to work on Telos exclusively. But even that went up in smoke because my housing situation just... I won't go into it here. I've talked about it ad nauseum on streams and stuff. If you followed me on social media, you know the clusterfuck I ended up in that led to me moving twice in 2 months. In the last couple of months, I've received a lot of emails, as you can imagine.
Paladin!
Many from people
You're
who
so
were
screwed. Chat. 0.5 minutes left.
Jesus Christ. the dynamic in chat is amazing right now.
rightfully.
I do like that whenever this content goes up, whenever this segment goes up on YouTube, it's going to be incomprehensible to people who don't watch the the actual live stream. This is great.
Let down. Some from people threatening everything from doxing to violence because of the internet. Some with the kindest words of support I've ever heard, and others simply asking why I made it so difficult to contact me and if I was okay.
Segment?
They
Yeah,
wanted
this
to
will.
know why.
I edit the live streams into segments that go up on the YouTube channel. It's not just it's not just the live streams.
As they put it, I nuked my social media presence. To be frank, it's because I didn't want to exist anymore. If you watched my honestly horrendous apology video back in December,
My guy, did you learn nothing? Did you
We
learn?
can do this, chat.
Wait, Stadman, is that for Salmon Moose? Wait, Stadman, was that to make it slower or faster?
Make ITFAAAAAAAAASTER. Subs for the sub gods.
Yo!
Donos for the dono dogs. Woof woof motherfarker.
Stoudman, thank you for the 2 gifted subs. Salmon Moose, thank you for the 4 gifted subs. Drago Vitricordis coming through.
Speed I am speed I will jump on the bomb tick tick kaboom.
Drago Vitricordis throws themselves onto the bomb. For the speed up? Okay. So we now are, you actually are just at 6 subs again. And you have successfully sped it up to normal speed. Congratulations, chat. 4 more subs will make it go even faster. Let's go!
You know, I tried to make that happen. The not existing thing. But it was more intense than
Put down the bomb and no one gets
Put
hurt.
down the bomb
too
and
many
nobody
pills.
gets
It's
hurt.
not that I
Monka
didn't
gun.
want to be alive anymore.
I do like that text-to-speech reads out the emotes. I do like that a lot. We're now 3 subs away from making it faster and ending this apology video as soon as possible.
It's that I wished I'd never existed at all. That everyone I'd ever known
Restart the
would
video
be
whenever
better
the
off
speed changes. That would
had
be...
I just never been there.
We need to find the video that we could do that with. That would be kind of funny.
Very George Bailey,
Stream ends whenever the
Which is
video
fitting.
ends.
given that it was Christmas time. It's only thanks to some very, very dedicated doctors and nurses and one very good friend.
Drago, thank you so much
that
for
I'm
your cunning
even here able
sacrifice.
to film this right now. I'm not going to name her because I don't want to expose anyone else to the small but seriously unstable group of people who watched the plagiarism in YouTube video and thought, well, he should be dead. Like I said, it was a very small group. But when they find out your address, and some of them are actually in your city, they can be terrifying. And they did find my address. And at least a couple of them showed up while I was at the hospital. My neighbors did report them to the police, and I won't go into any more details than that. I'm not sure if I legally even can, but there's a reason I left Ontario within a week of getting the okay to do so from the doctors. So what's next then? Like I said, you'll notice that a few of my videos are live again on the channel. These ones don't come from plagiarized content, and for the most part are written entirely by Nick. Nick lost 3 years worth of work when everything on the channel was taken down. And that's simply not fair to Nick. He worked hard writing those videos and deserves to have something to point to when he's looking for new writing work. I've also done some
You could just like, I don't know, send him all of the finalized copies of the videos. You don't have to put them back up, but okay.
some heavy editing on other videos that did contain other people's writing, breaking it down to only original content, again, so that Nick has an actual portfolio of work. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, revenue from these will be going to the H Bomber Guy team to be sent out to the writers I plagiarized from or donated to charity. However it works out in the end. These edited videos will be going back up on the channel in the next few days, I think, along with 2 completed video essays that we didn't actually get to release before everything happened. There's also some recent videos that didn't have any plagiarism that the sponsor asked to be taken down and their ads removed. So they'll also be going back up without the sponsors, obviously. And soon I will be releasing a new video written entirely by me, properly cited, with all sources credited. Maybe no one will watch it, but I hope you do. I want to prove that I have the ability to do this without abusing other people's work. It's a very different kind of video than I used to make, though. I'd say it's more of a documentary than a video essay. You won't find my opinions anywhere.
Thanks,
in there,
River
just cited
Shards.
facts. I'd like to keep making videos like these new ones about people and events in gay history and definitive gay movies that you maybe
Here's the thing, though, right? Like, you could grant him all of this, right? Like, you could be like, oh, okay, he wants to make videos about queer history and stuff. He could do that without attaching his name and face to it. You know, like, he could do that without attaching a name, a face, or even his own, like, unaltered voice. You know? There's nothing about making content that requires him to have his face talking into a camera, you know, like, as part of the content. He could hire someone to do voice acting. He could do a number of different, he could like animate the videos, he could like have still images, he could do like a Sean type channel where like he gets someone else to read a script he wrote. But he's incapable of doing that because there's something wrong with him. I don't know what it is, and I don't think it's anything that he said in this video.
never heard of. Stuff like that. It's actually something that I planned on doing this year anyway. There would be 2 videos a month. Nick would write a video essay, and I would write one of these documentary style videos.
But he wouldn't get clout doing that?
Fulfill
True.
the 2 videos per month sponsorship deal that we had at the time. I have no sponsors now, so probably not going to be 2 videos a month. It'll probably just be the one, which will give more time for research and citation and crediting and making sure that there is no misinformation in the videos, which I know that misinformation made its way into our past videos. That was not something that we intended. In some cases, it was information that I was told by people that I considered experts. In other cases, it was information that we had researched. In other cases, it was things that Nick had learned in university. The point being, it was never malicious. We weren't trying to lie about things, despite what a lot of people think. We were not trying to spread misinformation. That was not.
No one's accusing you of spreading misinformation. They're accusing you of theft.
Ever our intention. And that's something else that I want to apologize for. As for my Patreon, everyone can stop worrying about me
Misinformation.
relaunching it right in time for a billing cycle. That will not be happening. I don't want anyone who either doesn't know about the plagiarism or simply forgot to unsubscribe to get billed. So I'm going to start from 0. I have put together a new Patreon account. So if you want to support my documentaries about gay history, fantastic. Honestly, your faith in me after everything means the world to me. If not, I completely understand. Like I said, I've lost your trust.
Yep.
I'm going to work my ass off to earn it back, though. And I know for some of you, I'll never be able to do that, but I'm going to try anyway. You know, there's a link in the description to the Patreon if you want to join it, where you'll be able to see the 2 yet to be released videos right now, as well as, you know, take part in other stuff that will be on there, like a book club, podcasts, voting on upcoming videos, all the usual Patreon stuff. But this video is not about promoting myself.
I feel like that's exactly what this video is about, right? Like, you're trying to build a foundation for yourself and promote your new work and salvage this entire endeavor. And like, you opened the video by saying you stole work from minorities because you didn't think anyone would see it. and you framed it as if you were doing them a favor. Like you did that. You said that in the opening 2 minutes of the video. Everything after that is just you trying to rationalize that. It's insane to me.
This video is about me apologizing, and I am incredibly sorry. It was never my intent.
I think if this video is actually about him apologizing, he would have. It would be like 5 minutes long.
For anyone to feel hurt or left out or excluded. It was never my intention to spread misinformation. And I'm really, really sorry that that happened. And, you know, as much as I've tried to explain myself in this video, you know, the memory issues, the ADHD, the personal things that were going on in my life with my mom getting sick and then dying, and trying to make sure that my dad was okay.
Was that a jump cut? Maybe. I don't know. I don't care if they're. I don't care if he's like editing this up.
Okay, following that and everything. Those aren't excuses. There is no excuse for what I did. There are lots of people who make videos on YouTube. There are lots of people who make podcasts, TV shows, movies, documentaries, who have shit going on in their lives that's very stressful. And they don't plagiarize people's work. There is no excuse for what I did. For
Then why is this video 43 minutes long?
everything that happened, whether it be with my mom or the memory issues, there was something I could have done to mitigate that. There's nothing I could have done about my mom getting cancer. But knowing my patrons, as I did, in hindsight, I'm pretty damn sure that if I had said, guys, I need to step away for a couple of months to deal with this, I don't think a whole lot of people would have fled the Patreon. A part of me thought they would at the time because I catastrophize, but I really don't think that would have happened. Even in the very beginning, when I was like, oh, I got to get as many videos out as possible, if I had said to those people who subscribed to the channel early on, you know, for the next video, I want to make sure that it's fully correct, and I want to make sure that, you know, it's as high quality as it can possibly be, I don't think anyone would have, you know, unsubscribed or not watched the next video because it didn't come out a couple of weeks after the algorithm decided that I was important for some reason. I convinced myself of these things, but I don't think, in hindsight, looking at it, I don't think any of that would have happened. And so there is no excuse for the misinformation, and there is certainly no excuse for the plagiarism. I fucked up bad.
You can tell he's
stole
serious because he
people's-
said an F bomb. I almost said F slur, but he didn't do an F slur. It was an F bomb. A distant relative to the H bomb, I hear.
Words and thoughts and opinions that they worked incredibly hard writing and publishing and finding someone to publish their thoughts and opinions and research, hard research that they had done. And, you know, in some cases I put their names in the opening credits, which I thought was fine. But like I said, I've spoken with some of these people now, and I understand why that was not okay. Because putting someone's name in the opening credits, you know, okay, here's a list of people.
F bomber guy.
Here's, you know, 7 or 8 people who are, even if it was, you know,
The more adult. Honestly, H bomber guy should have made his spin-off channel F bomber guy. Would have been funny.
everyone, even if it wasn't, you know, taking giant chunks of their work, paragraphs at a time, even if it was just a sentence here or there, putting their name in the opening credits doesn't tell anyone where their work is in the video. Nobody can say, oh, I really liked that opinion, or wow, that's a really, you know, smart observation. I want to read more from this person. And then, to find something you found interesting, you have to go play detective. And so, yes, just putting their name in the opening credits was wrong. I thought it was cool and, cinematic, but it was wrong. Citations should have been done properly. There should never have been just chunks of text being put into videos.
No,
Times,
carry your
with,
exploration.
The Queer History of Hollywood videos that I released this past spring. They were based directly on The Celluloid Closet by Vito Russo, the book, not the documentary. I expanded on it quite a bit, but it was based directly on Vito's work, and I credited him in the opening credits. And I thought it was okay to just do that because the book was out of print and Vito had passed away, unfortunately, from HIV complications due to HIV and AIDS. And I looked at it more as extending his legacy, making sure that people knew about the work that he did. But I don't think I ever mentioned his name in those videos.
Multiple videos don't mention his name, claim you're trying to expand his legacy. Something's not adding up here. That just seems like you're lying. I reject this excuse.
He was, like I said, his name's in the opening credits, but I don't think I ever verbally mentioned his name. Someone who I have so much respect for, who's kind of an idol of mine, and I never mentioned his name. It wasn't because I didn't respect him or anything like that. And it also wasn't because I wanted people to think that this was all me. Again, if that was the case, I wouldn't have put his name in the credits. I never wanted people to think that this was all me. So that's actually one of the videos I want to make. I want to make a documentary style video talking about Vito Russo and his life and everything that he accomplished, because he didn't just write The Celluloid Closet. He did a lot more than that. He's someone that people should know about. Obviously, people can research him. There's books about him. But I know, it's easier to sit down and watch a 20 or 30-minute YouTube video than it is to read a book. I'd like to make a video about Vito Russo, properly cited and not just, copy-pasted from a book. I want to do the work.
It's interesting that he keeps saying copy-pasted instead of stolen. You stole it and tried to pass it off as your own. And you got away with it for a long time, guy.
I want to prove, not just to you, but to myself, that I can do the work. And that's why I've started making these documentaries, working on these. I can't really put into words how sorry I am. I've tried writing like a blog entry to say that I was...
Yeah, honestly, beep, that's actually a really great idea. If he wanted to make amends, every person he plagiarized from, he should reach out and pay them to make the video he plagiarized. I think that's a great idea. Get them to redo the video that he claimed was his, but actually under their name. Maybe collate all of them on his channel, and then once he has made amends, leave that channel be and go... yeah, maybe even, he could ask if he could continue making videos on the channel once he's done. But if not, then let that channel rest as, a testament to their work and their labor, and then go start his own YouTube channel and build up from scratch again. I think that would do an enormous amount of restoration of his public perception. I think people would believe that he had actually changed and learned from this experience if he did that, but I don't think he's going to do anything remotely like that,
Sorry for about 2 months now. And I can't get across how sorry I am. And I know actions speak way louder than words. And I hope with my actions that I can show you that I am sorry. I'm sorry to everyone I plagiarized. I'm sorry to everyone I've hurt. I'm sorry to people who feel lied to. I'm sorry to people who feel like I abused the queer community.
You did.
My intention. Again, I'm sorry to Jesse. There were actually several other YouTubers who were very nice to me. But I feel like with everything that went down, Jesse is the one that I should apologize to the most. I'm sorry for the people who felt scammed, who thought that Telos was a grift. It was not. It is not. I am very sorry. And I hope, given time, and my actions proving it, that you can believe me.
Hi there. I'm
Oh God, that was such a quick transition. Yeah, my God, I'm sorry you feel bad is not an apology. Like I don't know how to convey this to you guys, but like I'm sorry you feel that way is not ever an apology. You apologize by saying I'm sorry for what I did, you know? Also, Tipster, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. And that's right, folks. We did it. We made it through the James Somerton apology. So what have we learned? 1, don't steal other people's work. 2, if you have to make an apology video, make it short. 3, wear a better outfit in your apology video. 4, use your $10,000 camera that you bought that's sitting behind you in your apology video to film your apology video. 5, don't make constant excuses after you start and end the video by saying there's no excuse for what I've done.